I found several free-to-play money-making methods that are not on the Wikipedia. Best of all, these methods have no requirements. So let's see where they rank by hourly profit on the free-to-play money-making wiki list. We definitely want to speed up these methods, so enable the World Hopper plugin for single key world hopping, the Menu Entry Swapper plugin to change default buy options with Shift, the Bank plugin to enable entering your bank PIN with your keyboard, or change your bank PIN settings by talking to any banker and setting them from always lock to lock after 5 minutes. And in settings, enable escape to close the current interface. Definitely invest in some energy potions if you can, and make sure to check price tools like GE Tracker or Wiki prices to ensure highest profitability for each method. Collecting blue and black skirts from Thessalia's fine clothes shop located in central Ferox Square. While these skirts are not best in slot free-to-play magic gear, they are still widely used. Skirts cost 2 GP each, so in the bank, set 58 to the X option for GP and unload skirts with deposit inventory and worn items buttons. On your first visit, change the option for the blue and black skirts by holding shift and right-clicking them, then swapping left-click to buy 5. Each time you go to buy the skirts, equip one to hold an extra skirt in the inventory. Hop world to world using the key you binded, buying the skirts, and while running back from the bank, withdraw an energy potion and sip it on the way back to the shop to ensure constant run. Prioritize the blue skirts as they usually have a higher value, and depending on the prices, it might be worth it to only collect the blue skirts. After doing this method for 20 minutes, I was able to collect 377 skirts, which sold for 62k. I used 8 energy potions in the 20 minutes, which adds up to 1.2k and 754 GP on the skirts, bringing this moneymaker to around 180k GP per hour on average after costs. The skirts did take some time to sell, but it was an extremely low investment. At the time, this method ranks between collecting bronze pickaxes and smithing rune items on the wiki's free-to-play money-making guides list. The next moneymaker continues with the theme of collecting magic gear. This time we will be going to Betty's Magic Emporium located in Port Sarim, where we will be buying black and blue wizard hats. These are the best in slot magic gear for the Helm slot in free-to-play, and only cost 2 GP each from the shop, while consistently selling for over 300 GP each on the Grand Exchange. Once again, we will be taking exactly 58 GP and putting on an extra hat every time we go, as well as switching the buy option the first time we're there, and drinking an energy potion every time we bank. We can use the shortest path plugin on RuneLite to see that the shop is closer to the Draenor Village Bank than the Falador Bank by around 8 to 10 steps. It took me 34 seconds to run to the Falador Bank, while only 30 seconds to run to the Draenor Bank, a decent 4-second difference. Another tip here is to set your NPC attack option to always right-click, as the highwayman can sometimes make his way into the shop, and you don't want to accidentally click on him. After hopping worlds and buying hats for 20 minutes, I ended up with 174 wizard hats. These hats quick sold for almost 60k, but I definitely could have waited for more profit if I wanted to. I used 6 energy potions and spent 346 GP on hats, making this method around 176k an hour after costs, which ranks between collecting bronze pickaxes and smithing rune items. Using the grouping tab teleport to Last Man Standing or Clan Wars, we are making our way to the Ferox Enclave and buying beer. Luckily, you don't need to be over a specific age for this method, but you do need to have the patience of a monk. Taking exactly 56 GP to Kamarst, the barkeep of the Old Night Pub, we will be hitting space 1 and holding space, then clicking him again and repeating the process to fill our inventory of 2 GP beer that sells for around 70 to 80 GP each on the Grand Exchange. The bank is right in the middle of Ferox Enclave, which is very close to the pub, thus this moneymaker doesn't require any hopping or energy potions. After 20 minutes, I left with 256 beers and sold them for 19.2k, or 75 each, making this method around 57.6k GP per hour with no extra costs, ranking it between killing Chaos Dwarves and mining clay. Next up, we are collecting uncooked fish at the Barbarian village. Uncooked fish is much more expensive than cooked fish, and players often drop their uncooked fish to speed up their fishing XP rates instead of cooking or banking them. We will take advantage of this fact by running back and forth from the Edgeville Bank to the fishing spot by the river on the east side of the village. There's a lot of competition when doing this in World 301, so I would recommend using World 308, where players still drop fish, but less players are collecting the fish. Beside energy potions to speed up this moneymaker, you could use the Skull Scepter teleport after banking the fish to end up right in the middle of Barbarian Village. Bone shards are around 600 GP a piece though, so if you don't have spare scepter parts, this might not be worth it. After 20 minutes, I ended up with 475 raw fish, which sold for 26k, and I used 17 energy potions, making this method around 71k GP per hour, and ranking it between superheating mithril bars while mining coal and crafting gold jewelry. We're headed back to the Ferox Enclave via the grouping teleport. This time, we are buying pizza bases from Fat Tony in the Wilderness Bandit camp, with which I have a lot of experience after I attempted to PK 100 free-to-play players without banking, by the way. He sells them for 4 GP each, and they sell for a nice profit since they are necessary in making the best free-to-play food, anchovy pizzas. Please be aware that the bandit camp is filled with aggressive bandits and a rat, and you are running through the wilderness. If you are attacked by bandits or there's one in the shop, lure the bandit out and stand on the tile inside next to the door and close the door. Take exactly 145 GP to be able to buy 28 pizza bases and run west from the enclave to the bandit camp. Enter the bandit camp using the break in the east wall, since this is the best way to avoid most bandits. You can, once again, use the shortest path plugin to get a feel for where you should run to be most efficient. Make sure to switch the buy option to be able to one-click buy 50 pizza bases. You won't need any energy potions for this method, as you can use the Enclave's Pools of Refreshment or go in and out of the Clan Wars portal to regain HP and run energy every time you bank. You will need to hop worlds whenever running back to buy more pizza bases, as they do not restock quickly enough. In 20 minutes, I collected 335 pizza bases and sold them for 54k, making this around 160k GP per hour after the cost to buy the pizza bases, and ranking it between crafting ruby jewelry and collecting bronze pickaxes. Instead of running west from the Ferox Enclave, for this method, we are running north to the steel plate leg spawn. This is a less dangerous alternative to the steel plate bodies that spawn at the lava maze, and is not on the wiki's free-to-play guide list. Aggressive spiders are here, which can be annoying, but you can hide behind a wall and hop. Immediately upon arrival, it was quite the competitive scene. I hopped around 7 worlds, and the plate legs were nowhere to be found. High-alking the plate legs is also a good way to gain magic XP and some cash while being able to stay out there for longer. But the no requirement method is to collect them and sell them at Louis' Armored Legs Bazaar shop in Al Kharid, since you can sell them for 650 each instead of the 600 you get from high-alking. After clearing my competition with another account, I was able to collect 50 steel plate legs in 20 minutes. I sold the legs at the shop for 31.5k GP, making this around 94k GP per hour, ranking it between collecting and tanning cowhides and crafting sapphire jewelry. While in Al Kharid, the next method involves buying amulet molds from Domic's crafting store just north of the general store. Taking 140 GP, you can fill up your inventory with amulet molds that cost 5 GP each. Necklace molds also hold a high value, but when I tested this method, they were difficult to sell. The amulet molds did not instantly sell either, but with a little time, the 191 molds that I collected after 20 minutes sold for 50k at 265 GP each, making this around 147k an hour after the cost of energy potions and the molds, ranking it between killing Ogress Shamans and buying team capes. Since I was just testing these methods, I wanted to get a quick sell on each item, and you definitely could make more money if you are more patient and placing these things at higher prices. For the sake of the video, it is still nice to see these money makers at reasonable prices. That way you don't get your hopes up for the top possibility, especially with how volatile the GE can be. I hope this video is able to help you in some way. If you want to learn about the activity of the free-to-play wilderness, definitely check out my video where I test each wildy hotspot and give it a rating based on activity, profitability, and ease of PKing. Thanks for watching.